Okay, students, today we are taking lecture number 3 of week 12, and the course, as you are well aware, we are dealing with guidance and counseling. Today we are going to discuss survey approach of evaluation. Students, you are aware, in last week, we are basically concentrating on the evaluation strategies. Okay, how this program can be evaluated, the whole of the guidance program can be evaluated, because after evaluation, we will be able to understand what are basically the gray areas where we can work upon and what are the strengths of the program which may be carry on by the counselor. What we are going to discuss here, first of all, we will try to understand the survey approach, and there are many steps of the survey approach. We will discuss these steps and disadvantages or advantages, and the disadvantages are always associated with any approach. We will also try to make the understanding of it, and then finally we will conclude our lecture. So we are starting our discussion with introduction. Survey studies are conducted to collect detailed descriptions of existing phenomena with the intent of applying data to justify current conditions and practices or to make more intelligent plan for improving them. It is basically evaluation technique, and the evaluation technique or the of conducting the researches, survey studies or the survey researches are basically provides opportunity to ensure the effectiveness of the program. Survey method of evaluation has been most widely used by schools to evaluate guidance program. It gives the present conditions, present status, and the functioning of the program in a better manner. Knowledge of the present services, as I told you, their existence, their extent, their strength, and their weaknesses is the outcome of the survey method. Survey is an important type of study which involves a clearly defined problem and definite objectives. As many other techniques of evaluation, surveys are also conducted by achieving certain objectives, and they are implemented by establishing a plan and keeping all the negatives and the positive aspects into mind. A survey approach is commonly used by the researchers in educational and other areas, and it is also being used by the researchers in evaluating the effectiveness, utility of the guidance program in the field of education. It involves gathering information, gathering data from a sample of participants, often students, teachers, parents, through questionnaire, interviews, or gather structured methods to assess the program's effectiveness and importance. It is also implemented in a systematic manner and in a very scientific manner, where we are selecting certain group of population, that can be the students, because students are in need of the guidance and counseling. There can be a perception of the teachers related to the guidance and counseling. Parents also have their own knowledge level and perception, and these knowledge and perception and utility and importance of the program can be evaluated by collecting the information on the basis of the interviews and by using many pupil appraisal techniques, which we have already discussed in previous lectures. Survey can be used to assess satisfaction. If we are utilizing these techniques for evaluation of the program, definitely it assesses the level of the satisfaction of the program, identify areas of the improvement, and measures the program's impact on students' outcome. To what extent these programs are basically fruitful and useful for the students, and providing improvement in their self-concept, enhancing their adjustment, and making them efficient in selection of their courses as well as choices of the careers. Steps for using survey approach. Gathering feedback is number one. Measuring program impact is another aspect, and identifying areas for improvement and examples of survey questions, and then we will discuss considerations for effective survey designs. There are certain steps and certain needed requirement of the survey approach, and the first one is gathering feedback. And from where we are getting the feedback, let us understand this aspect. Student feedback surveys can ask students about their experiences with the guidance and counseling program, their satisfaction with the services, and any changes they have noticed in themselves. So, surveys are also conducted to seek the feedback of the students on many aspects. Okay, they were exposed to the counseling program, and what kind of satisfaction they have achieved after implementing that program, to what extent they have increased their confidence level, their academic performance, and they are able to take better decisions. So, student feedback is also the first aspect on the basis of which we can judge the utility of the program by applying the survey approach. So, surveys can be conducted on the students' population. Parents' feedback is also very important. Parents can share their perspectives on programs' effectiveness in supporting their children's needs and overall well-being. What is the opinion of the uh, parents regarding the effectiveness of the program? To what extent they are satisfied with the uh, um, implementation of the program? What changes they are witnessing about the progress of their children, and what to what extent they are basically cooperating to the program. So, surveys can also take the feedback from the parents. Surveys can also take the feedback from the teachers. Teachers can provide valuable insights into how the program is impacting students in the classroom, because they are always in contact with the students on daily basis, and they can understand what is the impact of the guidance program on the academic performance of the students and change in their behavior in a positive direction, as well as on social and emotional development of the student. The observation of the teachers regarding the utility and usefulness of the program is also very important than comprehensive evaluation. For very comprehensive evaluation, the feedback of the teacher is equally important, and the survey method also uses the feedback of the uh, teachers. Stakeholders feedbacks. There are many stakeholders related to the program. Surveys can be tailored to different stakeholders to gather specific feedback relevant to their roles and experience. There are many associated elements to any program. Take for example, community members are also there. Many community resources are being utilized for the program. There are many policies of the government, and there are many resources which are provided by the government, and there is a role of the principal in that, and there are many non-teaching staffs associated in educational institution. All are basically belongs to the stakeholders. So their feedback is also very important as we are establishing any educational institution for the upbringing of the entire society. The objective of the guidance and counseling program is also to develop the personality of the student, and which is the objective of the education, and objectives of education are achieved by the educational institutions, which have its direct connections with the society and the community and the nation. So there are so many people who are associated to the program, and their feedback plays a very important role. Measuring program impact. After gathering the feedback, now we are in the process of measuring program impact. Pre and post surveys provide the impact of the program. Comparing student responses before and after participating in the program can help measure the impact of the guidance and counseling services on a specific outcome. Take for example, stress management, career exploration and academic skills, emotional and social stability, and overall learning approach of the students. These can be the components, and there are many more components which we have already discussed in so many lectures which we delivered on this topic. Okay, what are the components, what are the issues related to that? So pre-test, pre-survey, in pre and post survey means that we are conducting a survey on certain aspects of the student's personality before rendering guidance to the students, and we are making the survey after implementing the program or exposing the students to the counseling and guidance program. So pre and post surveys basically provides a difference in ability of the students, enhance ability of the student, enhance personality, behavior change, and improvement in their academic aspect and overall well-being of the program. Or is there any change or no change has been found between these two surveys which were conducted before the implementation of the program, and another was conducted after the implementation of the program. So measuring program outcome is another steps of the survey uh, type of evaluation approach. Specific questions are basically used. Surveys can include questions tailored to assess specific aspects of the program, such as effectiveness of different interventions or the accessibility of services. There are many interventions which are used, so a specific questionnaire can be prepared to specifically evaluate the different aspects of the program. uh, they will be helpful in knowing the impact. Third aspect which is related to is identifying areas for improvement. Students, be very careful about linking all aspects together. First of all, we are gathering the feedback and we are measuring the program impact and then identifying areas for the improvement. Open-ended questions are basically used for that, providing opportunities for respondent to provide written feedback allows for more in-depth insights into areas where the program can be improved. Open-ended questions means that a student is free to give as much as information he or she can provide. So if students are uh, given certain questions which are open-minded, open-ended questions, there is no end of the question. They are like essay type of questions or short answer type of question, where students on the recipient of the guidance and counseling program are basically presenting their feedback without any hesitation in a more comprehensive manner, and that will provide the real insight for the improvement of the program. Quantitative and qualitative data, both kinds of the data is needed to evaluate the program, and both kinds of data can be collected in implementing the survey approach. So combining quantitative data, for example Likert scale, and qualitative data, for example open-ended responses, provides a comprehensive understanding of the program's strength and the weaknesses. And these are used basically improving the program. Examples of survey questions, there are certain questions which will give you the idea. Okay, if such kinds of the surveys are conducted, then they will produce fruitful results for the policymakers, for the counselors, and for the administrator of the uh, institution. How satisfied are you with the guidance and counseling services you received? Has the program helped you develop better coping skills for managing stress? Do you feel more confident in making career decisions after participating in the program? What aspects of the program were most helpful to you? What changes, if any, you have noticed in yourself since participating in the program? These are basically the open-ended questions, and students are free to give as much as responses, and they can think the utility of the program from their own perspective, in their own, related to their own behavior, related to the change of the behavior and their perception, their confidence level, their self-concept, their total well-being, and they are developing the social skills, and they are making a better adaptations and adjustment with the members uh, with other members of the classmates, and they are basically feeling no hesitation in mixing with the teachers, and rather they are basically presenting their problems and their perceptions related to the problem. So these are examples of the survey questions, and the counselor should take into consideration these aspects. Considerations for effective survey designs. Some aspects are very important in this regard. Clarity and consciousness. Question should be clear, concise, and easy to understand. Use simple language that anyone can understand, avoiding technical terms. Define terms with the help of the simple definition to ensure all respondents understand it. There should not be any ambiguity related to the uh, survey approach. Avoid double-barreled questions that ask two different ideas or two different topics in any single statement. One idea must be utilized in one question, and another idea must be used in the another question. There should not be two or three ideas in the same aspect. Phrase questions without emotional language or accurate evaluation. Emotional tone should not be used because that can have a psychological impact on the individual, and there is a possibility of not getting the objective response from the individual. Relevance is also very important. Question should be relevant to the program's goals and objectives. This is the most important aspect. The most important part of the survey process is to create questions that accurately measure respondents' opinion and behavior. Gathering good feedback involves both writing good questions and using a good survey design to organize those questions. So, basically framing of the questions in a systematic manner, in a very expertise manner, play a very important role, and this must be considered by the uh, researcher who are engaged in the evaluation process by using the survey approach. Target audience uh, consideration is also very important. Questions should be tailored to specific needs and perspectives of the target audience. For example, demographic aspects are also there, and these may be related to the age range of the student, grade level of the student, or educational background of the student. So questions must suit to these aspects. What is the age, what is the grade level, what type of question should be associated to the educational background of the student. Psychographic aspects are also very important, related to the interests, learning styles of the students, challenges, and the goals related to education. Third aspect is the context, their relationship with the school or educational program, students, prospective students, and families. These are basically the audiences. Their age and their requirement varies from among between each group. Then we have to set the questions which are targeting to our audience. Confidentiality and anonymity. Ensuring confidentiality and anonymity can encourage honest and open feedback. For effective survey design, anonymity involves not collecting any identifying information from respondent, while confidentiality involves collecting identifiable information but protecting it from disclosure and reporting results in aggregate form. Both are crucial for building participant trust and encouraging honest, in-depth responses, especially for sensitive topics. Very important aspect for the survey research in collecting and gathering the information is basically confidentiality and anonymity. There can be some circumstances when you can hide the name of the respondents, and if you need the name or identity of the student, then at least the counselor or the researcher should know the ethical principles which we have already discussed in detail. Ethical principles, these confidentiality of information is strictly maintained by the counselor or the researcher of the program, and he or she should not have the right to disclose the information provided by the students. Now we are in coming few steps or slides, we are going to discuss the advantages of the survey approach and then also discuss the certain disadvantages. So till now, we have discussed steps of using survey approach, and we discuss gathering feedback, and we need to take feedback from the students, parents, teachers, and stakeholders, and then we are measuring the program impact by using the pre and post surveys and preparing the specific questionnaire to find out the specific needs and identifying the areas by using the open-ended questions and using qualitative and quantitative data, and we are preparing questions in an open-ended form, and also talked about the various considerations like clarity and consciousness of the question, relevance of the question, target audience of the question, and its confidentiality also. Now we are going to discuss advantages of the survey approach. Survey approach has its wide reach. Surveys can be administered to a large number of students, teachers, and parents, providing a broad perspective on the program's effectiveness. Wide reach means you can conduct the survey of the district level, you can conduct the survey at state level and at national level and at institutional level, or by combination of two or more institutions. So surveys can be administered to a large number of students. Quantitative data can also be utilized and used and collected by applying the survey technique. Surveys generate numerical data and can be statistically analyzed, allowing for objective assessment of the program impact. Take for example, if someone is conducting a survey to evaluate the effectiveness of the program in any particular district. This is the research topic. This can be conducted based on case studies by taking the example of any particular institution or group of the students belonging to any particular culture, religion, or socio-economically disadvantaged group. Here, when we are talking about the wide reach, then these surveys can be conducted at district level. So we are analyzing all the aspects related to that, and we are implementing that. And we are using quantitative data and also using the qualitative data. So take for example, if we are making a survey, then we can identify how many schools are running the guidance and counseling program, how many students are participating in them, what are the uh, obtained marks before the implementation of the program and after the implementation of the program. So many kinds of the quantitative data is also collected by applying the survey. This is the advantage. cost effective? It is very cost effective because compared to other evaluation methods like case studies where you have to take extensive study and by utilizing various resources, uh, surveys can be less resource intensive in terms of time and personnel. More expert personnels are also not needed. A slight exposure or professional development of the researcher can provide the utility of the program. Targeted feedback. Surveys can be tailored to gather specific feedback on student perceptions, satisfaction level, and perceived changes since participating in guidance program. These are also advantageous to find out the impact of the program on any particular target because we are getting the feedback from the different stakeholders. So targeted feedback means we are exclusively conducting the survey for the benefit of the student and surveys and ignoring the aspects of the institution and the factors related to the counselor. So this is the targeted feedback which can be the advantage of the survey approach. Accountability is also achieved by using the survey approach. Surveys results can demonstrate the value and impact of the guidance program to stakeholders like parents, school administrators and funding organizations because these people are directly connected to the program and directly influenced by the impact of the program. Identification of the strength and weaknesses is the basic objective of any evaluation, and this is also achieved by using the survey method. So by analyzing survey responses, evaluators can pinpoint areas where the program excels and areas that need improvement. Another advantage is improved decision making. An effective survey approach enhances decision making by gathering specific data driven insights directly from stakeholders, allowing organizations to move beyond assumptions and make informed evidence-based choices. Decisions can be taken on the basis of the evaluation. So survey approach, if we are using it, also providing to take measures which are based on findings and the facts on the basis of using the survey approach. So it provides the opportunity to the counselor and the organizing team of the guidance and counseling to improve their decisions. Surveys provide quantifiable data, uncover potential problems, track progress, improve customer experiences, and can quickly provide a broad understanding of market or organizational needs to align strategies and resources effectively. What is going on in the environment, what are the present situations, and what is the future need. This is basically evaluated by the survey approach. There are certain disadvantages of the approach. It is also very important to understand because how we can minimize these aspects for making the implementation of the survey approach in a better manner. First of all is lack of depth and context. While surveys are good for gathering broad information, they may not capture the nonsense of individual experiences or the context surrounding those experiences. This can lead to a superficial understanding of the guidance and counseling process. So, in-depth study cannot be conducted by the surveys because surveys are based on certain factual informations. Response biases. Individuals may not always answer surveys honestly. They might provide answers that they believe are socially acceptable, leading to biased results. This is especially true for sensitive topics. If sensitive topics are being asked in the survey methods, then we being a human being or the respondents being a human being, by using their intelligence are manipulating their responses, if the responses are not received properly by the researcher, then it becomes very difficult to find out the exact result. So this bias is also related to that. Inaccurate or unclear responses. Many respondents may misunderstand questions, provide inaccurate answers, or choose answers that don't accurately reflect their feelings or experiences. This can be due to unclear wording, insufficient answer options, or lack of understanding of the question. If questions are not framed in a better manner and students are not getting the clarity of what kind of response is being asked from them, then it further creates problem in the survey approach. Another is inflexibility. Surveys are typically designed before data collection and cannot be easily changed during the process. This lack of flexibility can be a problem if unforeseen issues arise or if more in-depth exploration is needed, because we are conducting the survey and we have prepared already schedules for collecting the information. If there is a possibility of changing, then it becomes difficult to move on from the set objectives for which the tools have been designed. Not ideal for controversial issues. Many issues are controversial in nature. Surveys might not be the best method for exploring sensitive or controversial topics, as respondents may be hesitant to provide honest answers or may not accurately recall information related to those issues. That is also a problem. Okay, students being the young mind are not in a position to provide the actual information on controversial topic, as they hide many information, which is also a problem. Potential for misinterpretation. Standardized questions in surveys may not be appropriate for all participants, especially if the questions are designed to be general and don't fully capture individual experiences or perspectives. Time and resource intensive. While often perceived as a quick method, surveys can be time consuming and resource intensive to design, administer, and analyze effectively. This is particularly true for large scale surveys or those requiring follow-up. If we are conducting the large surveys, then this problem will automatically come with our way. Low response rates and non-response biases is also an issue. Surveys may suffer from low response rates, which can introduce bias into the results if those who respond differ significantly from those who do not respond. Difficulty in understanding sentiments. Surveys often rely on predefined answer questions, making it difficult to fully understand the sentiments and underlying reasons behind the responses. Now we are concluding our discussion. A survey method is a research tool or a methodology used to gather data by asking a predefined group of people questions about their opinions, behaviors, or characteristics. This can be done through various channels like online questionnaires, telephone interviews, face-to-face interactions, or emails. This is one of the advantages of this survey approach. The goal is to collect information from a sample to draw conclusions and make generalizations about the large population. So survey evaluation, in evaluation of the guidance program, survey is one of the important approach which can be applied to evaluate the objectives of the program for the purpose of uh, strengthening the program in future. So with this we have completed our discussion. Thanks for your patience listening, and God bless you all.